Hello, my name's Jason Newsom. I'm an independent filmmaker from Zanesville, Ohio. Now I know there's a lot of ways I could start this off, but I'm going to say I don't have a lot of equipment. I don't have a lot of locations. I don't have a lot of anything. I don't even have a computer to edit this stuff on. My cameraman, he's laughing at me right now. And listen, I just like to tell stories. What I do, and Motoko is a film from the heart. And the characters are from the heart, and I hope you enjoy my film. Thanks for watching.
I had always wanted to go to Japan, and after earning my degree in illustration, I did. I stayed with a Japanese pen pal I had been in contact with for several years. He gave me a room to sleep and was my guide around Tokyo that summer. One day, however, we became separated, and while walking down the deserted little street, I came across this small building, and from within I heard this beautifully entrancing piano piece featuring an alluring female vocalist. Riding upon my curiosity, I entered the building to find nothing short of the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. I stayed for what seemed like hours until the music finally ended. I met her backstage, and I told her how much I enjoyed the show. At the time, though, I thought she didn't speak a word of English, so I wasn't really that nervous about also adding how beautiful she was.
Thank you.
Excuse me?
I ended up asking her out, and we went on several dates. 10 dinners, 12 movies, and a couple coffees later, I took her out to tell her how I felt. No words were needed. Jumping the gun a tad, I decided to ask her to marry me. She was all for it. However, in Japanese culture, it is sadly customary to ask the parents for their daughter's hand in marriage, and since I didn't speak a word of Japanese, she had to translate. After the discussion, we met outside.
They said I'm too young.
Too young. You're 21 years old.
On that note, we did what any respectable young lovers would do in such a situation. I awaited at the curb. She stuck out her window. We ran away to America. We bought a medium house in a small town in Ohio. No one bothered us. We never bothered them. Of course, Motoko finally called to tell her parents where she was, which began those persistent daily calls. But it didn't matter. Nothing really mattered.
Gomenasai.
Gomenasai. What does that mean?
It means I'm sorry. Every husband should know it.
It was a cold month of December, and I was late getting home from my job. I told Motoko not to worry about me, forget about dinner, and go to bed early. But upon arriving home, I found a pan on the stove boiling over. The house unusually quiet. Entering the living room, I found her lying motionless on the floor, almost as if she were asleep. I leaped at her. I screamed. She died in my arms. My mind continually drifted for days upon days after her demise, and it wasn't until the call from the autopsy that I finally learned the truth. Motoko had cancer. And this wasn't a 24-hour type of cancer. She had it for several years. Long before she even met me. So after hearing the doctor carelessly lay this toxic information to my psyche, every memory flowed to the surface and it all finally made sense. The parents bickering, the constant calls, the sudden decision to marry me and fly to America. She wanted one last thrill before she died. So did she use me? As you constantly ring the phone, even now I speak only one word of Japanese. The single word she taught me. The word that's either meant for me or for her parents.